Welcome. I'm Diane Yellowlight, a certified psychic. Today, we're going to discuss what are you going to do with your life at this time frame. Everything is topsy-turvy. Everything is out of balance. Finances are not in balance. Emotional spirits are not in balance. Physicalness is out of control. We live in a society where we have forgotten how to appreciate what we have, downsize, and how to live on the minimum and be able to eat well, sleep well, exercise, communicate, enjoy games, movies, outings. Anything that brings the family unit together is what we've been lacking. We're in a time frame now where we are all being forced, in a sense, by what the world has done, the governments, the churches, officials that write the rules, the laws, the attorneys, the judges, everybody. We are in a controlled world that is out of control. And what we have to do at this time frame is to come back to simplicity. I would suggest each and every one of you go above and beyond your circumstances. Stop the spending. Start recycling. Start getting rid of things that you don't need. Don't keep the prices high on things because you paid a lot of money for them. You're not going to get resellable value at this time frame. But what you can do is you can pay it forward in that sense, make a little money in your pocket to help you to pay or find what you need to do, and help somebody else that needs to get something that they need to get also as well, and not cost an arm and a leg. I know that if we stop buying, the economy goes down. However, everybody is so far in debt with the finances and the credit cards that most people will not be able to pay off their debts by the time that they're in their 60s or 70s. And that includes all the young people as well. Because what happens is prices keep going up and you keep spending more. You get some of it paid off, but then you turn around and bring it back up again. The money that you're paying on it is making everybody else wealthy and rich. So if you really want to stop the rich from being rich and the insanity of the poor being poor, then let's start out with the fact that we are poor for right now, not as poor as some of the other nations, but we are for our standards, and let's start coming back. Do we really need 5 TVs in a house? Do we need that many stereos? Do we need that many games? Do we need that many of everything? Not really. We can share, we can pass on, we can downsize. The key I'm going to talk about is downsizing. If you downsize a little bit every day on everything in your life, from your words of swearing, from your words of despair, from your words of depression, from your words of longing to be loved and held, of your finances, of not buying as much. Do you need that second cup of coffee? Do you need to buy the coffee? Can you make your own coffee? Wouldn't it be easier to go ahead and buy a machine and make your own coffee? These are just examples. We really need to get back into what is our vibrations and where we can live, what is comfortably safe for us. Otherwise, your stress level is never going to go down because every month the bills come in. You look at the balance, you see what you're paying, you know the car needs fixed, you know this needs fixed. Nobody has hardly any money saved anymore to be able to take care of the emergency things that are going to happen in life. It's just the way it is. So I would again ask each and every one of you, go home, sit down with your family members, get serious, and say, look, let's get our life back on track by looking at our finances and taking and paying one thing off completely at a time. You pay a little bit on each one, and then you take one and you pay more on that one until it's gone. Then you take the next one and pay more on that one until you're really down to only a couple credit cards, and then keep that balance payable so that you don't have the finance charges. You don't need to be making anybody else wealthy. And when you're eating, why don't you downsize? Why do we need to supersize all our meals? We don't need it. We're not active. We drive around in cars. We don't ride bicycles. We don't walk. We don't run. We don't jog. We don't do these things in masses. A few people do, and I congratulate all of you that you are, and I would encourage you, all of you that are not, bring that into your routine, because if you're not going to exercise and eat well, you're not going to have the right mental attitude. And if you don't have the right mental attitude, you're going to be under stress. And when that stress is there, then that causes complications in relationships with our families, with our spouses, with our boyfriends, with our lovers, with our children, with our teachers, with anybody that we have contact with throughout the day. I don't care if you go to the store, you're going to have frustrations. It is time to start being so selfless. Let's be selfless, not selfish. Let's be selfless and start doing these things that's going to improve our lives. I know each and one of you can go above the circumstances. It's very simple to do. Get together as a unit in the family. Come on, the children know how to help out too. They want to be a part of. Haven't you ever known that whenever you did a project somewhere around the house and everybody chipped in and did a little part of it, and after it was all done, everybody felt like they were a team and a whole and felt good about it? Maybe everybody grumbled and moaned and groaned in the beginning, but the end results is what counts. It's the end results that we want to go to bed with at night, to where we can have peace, sleep, and serenity. If you're in situations of work that are not conducive for you, there's nothing you can really do except for do the best job you can. Go with the flow. Don't let anybody irritate you. And understand that everybody else is doing their own thing, and they are accountable on some level. They're really accountable to you, but they may not show that. But they are accountable to themselves, and they're also accountable to divinity. And when their day comes of where they have to take a look at their ash records, or their records of what their deeds or deeds have not been, then guess what? That's when they're going to have to realize the things that they've done that were not rightful for themselves or others. So it's time that everybody go back, reflect, take a look, move inside, make some changes within yourself, come back to divinity, bring some meditation in, yoga, anything, Tai Chi, anything that's going to help you to do this. So one, we need to come home and eat well. During the day we need to eat well. Come home and eat well. We also need to get plenty of rest. So let's turn the TV off and the games off and go to bed at a reasonable time. We also have responsibilities at home that need to be done. Do your chores daily. You'll find that each day is better than doing it all at once. And sit down and talk with your family members. And maybe this is a year that birthday presents aren't bought, or maybe Christmas presents, or whatever you need to do. Sometimes it's best to go and make things. Let's get back into the kitchen, back into crafting, back into gardening, back into nurturing. You nurture yourself. You do that by eating well, exercising, sleeping, meditating, doing whatever you need to do that brings you back into sync with yourself, ruminating all your stresses. They're not somebody else's responsibility. And then look at your finances and start cleaning that up one by one. And then look at your home. Take care of it. Repair what needs to be done so that it doesn't become a bigger cost. Become self-reliant. We're relying too much on others and the world and the government to take care of us, and that's where we goofed. We lost our own power by doing that. So again, I ask each and every one of you, open up your doors, open up your hearts, open up your minds, open up your intuition, open up your knowingness, and you'll find the answers and solutions to your situations that are really not problems unless you resolve them. When you resolve them, then they become in balance. Anything that's in balance becomes a positive, not a negative. So I know you can go above and beyond your circumstances, and I will be talking to you again at another time on another subject. I hope this helps all of you to start getting healthy, well, and wise. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.